This just into our newsroom from Washington, D.C. Lawmakers have reached a $1 trillion deal to avoid a government shutdown. The agreement will fund government operations until October. This comes as President Trump sits down with CBS News to discuss his first 100 days in office and what comes next. CBS News' Brian Conybeare is in the newsroom with more.
Well, Jessica, the spending bill would be the first major piece of bipartisan legislation approved under President Trump. It does not fund his controversial border wall, but does add $1.5 billion for border security and strengthens the military as well. No doubt a relief for a president who certainly had his hands full.
It's a tough job, but I've had a lot of tough jobs. I've had things that were tougher.
Donald Trump reflecting on the difficulty of being president and his first 100 days in office during a sit-down interview with CBS News' John Dickerson on Face the Nation.
It's something that I really love, and I think I've done a very good job at it.
One difficult subject, North Korea's Kim Jong-un.
Obviously, he's a pretty smart cookie.
With the North testing more banned missiles this week, the president would not rule out military action and didn't want to say whether the U.S. may be destroying them after they launch.
Well, I'd rather not discuss it, but perhaps they're just not very good missiles, but eventually he'll have good missiles.
You don't want to discuss it because maybe we have something to do with it?
I just don't want to discuss it.
As the president pushes tax reform on Capitol Hill, he wouldn't commit to releasing his own tax returns when an audit is finally complete.
Could happen soon. I don't know. I mean, I think it's pretty routine, to be honest with you. But then I'll make a decision.
The president's priorities are clear. Almost all of the tax breaks go to the people at the very highest end.
Sunday, Senator Chuck Schumer said Trump's tax proposal would cost the average New York City taxpayer an extra $5,500 and $4,300 for people on Long Island by not allowing them to deduct their state and local property or income taxes on their federal returns.
The elimination of state and local deductibility is a dagger aimed at the heart of middle-class folks throughout New York State. Nothing could be worse for us.
But Trump blames Schumer and his allies in Congress for blocking the president's priorities on the economy, health care, immigration, and more.
The Democrats have been totally obstructionist. Chuck Schumer has turned out to be a bad leader. He's a bad leader for the country.
Mr. Trump also guaranteed his new health care bill will cover pre-existing medical conditions, and he had a very, quote, friendly call this weekend with Filipino President Rodrigo Duterte about a potential visit, despite Duterte's record of human rights abuses. Jessica?
All right, Brian, thank you. Tomorrow, CBS This Morning is broadcasting live from the White House. Charlie Rose, Gayle King, and Norah O'Donnell will have an inside look at President Trump's first 100 days in office. Tune in tomorrow morning starting at 7 o'clock right here on CBS 2.